Okay, so you can take it away, my darling.
Just to say that I am really impressed with this, and I'm also brand frigging new to it, but I'm learning a lot. It's been a month, and Margie will tell you about this supplement, which is really interesting. And I took quite a bit of time to go through the medical literature, and it is in there, although it's not a medicine, it's not treating a disease, none of that. But it is a supplement that's really helpful to people, and that would be everybody. And I'm not looking for supplements, but I'm doing everything I can. As you know, I've got this rheumatoid arthritis going, but I'm doing great with it. And also learning how to do it from the point of view of sharing it with others and working very independently with the company. And that's maybe something really good. We'll see. So I'm loving it so far. And of course, this is my friends and family group here. So, ask me anything, anytime. And so Margie has something she's going to really show us on it. And then what I will do next is with new people, I'll be doing what Margie's doing now. So I'm studying this while it goes along.
So, okay. Ati, thank you, my darling, for bringing your friends and family to meet us, and welcome to all of you. And it is my great pleasure to be partnered with Ati as we journey through and share this amazing vision with as many people as we can, to influence and help those improve their health and their economy in terms of their finances for their home and their vision to helping others. So my name is Marky Hare. I'm based in Sydney, where I've been for the last 15 years, and I work with actually mainly women over 50, and I teach them how they can help others to have financial freedom while not altering anything that they're already doing. So besides all those things, my therapy or my clinic work is, I'm a lymphatic drainage specialist, and my outlet on my piece comes with Qigong and Tai Chi as an instructor, which I absolutely love. And the multi-million-dollar business owner is the work that we do with Lifevantage, helping others improve their health. And I'm very a proud mum of 2 daughters, and I have 4 grandchildren. So what I wanted to share with you is what Lifevantage is. And as Ati mentioned, she said it was a supplement. We do have supplements in the range, but our master flagship product is an activator. And we have 3 activators, which I'm going to cover in a little bit more detail. But at no point do we ever claim that we can heal, cure, mitigate any disease. It's really important to have the bouquet in place. So that's daily exercise, the quality water we drink, the community aspect, quality air, time out. And the most important thing there, of course, is body activation, which is what we're going to talk about. So the 3 theories of aging is oxidative stress, which we'll talk about, mitochondrial decline, and Saturn activity. And this is where the body is activated. So it changes, those pathways switch on. It's like a switch that you switch on and wow, the light comes on. And this is what happens in the body. It opens our body's natural cellular signaling pathways. And what I'm delighted to tell you is that it makes us feel better so we can do more. So what actually happened with me? I was not looking for a product, and I certainly wasn't looking for a business. I was struck and was really low in my health for about 18 months. I was bitten by a tick. In Australia, they do not recognize that there is a disease that you get from ticks. Now in America, they treat it really well. They're very aware of it, and they pick it up really quickly in blood tests. So I just deteriorated and got worse and worse and worse. Cold, cough, flu, bronchitis, pneumonia, aches and pains, almost chronic fatigue-like symptoms. And a friend said to me, Margie, you really should try Protandim. I said, I don't want to try anything. I just want to get better. I'm not interested. Anyway, on the 4th call, she said to me, Margie, You are going to be poor for the rest of your life because you won't be able to go back to work. I had to close the clinic. I couldn't work. And she said, have a good life. Be stubborn, very stubborn. She used a much stronger word than very, I might add. And she put the phone down in my ear. She didn't even let me answer. And, you know, it was as though something flashed in my head. I thought, my gosh, I am very stubborn. Why am I not prepared to even take a look at a natural product that might be able to help me? So I want to ask you tonight is just to come with an open mind. If you feel stubborn, just let that go, let it puff away. And what I'm going to share with you tonight might just change something. So I'm referring to disruptive technology. And if you look at what has occurred over time, when we look at things like the transportation, what about Uber? The taxi industry changed forever. Likewise for blockchain, the financial industry changed forever. And what about the hotel industry when Airbnb came along? My goodness, things changed. And now this is the massive change that has disrupted the nutraceutical industry. So activation, it's not supplementing. We are not supplementing something that our body doesn't have. We are taking something that is going to activate all the pathways in our body to change the structure. So human nutrition has not changed and had any innovation in 70 to 80 years. Lifevantage has disrupted this industry and has introduced Nutrigenomics. This technology regulates the good genes, and so it's upregulating and downregulating, changing the gene structure. So if someone says to me, oh, but our family, we have this issue, whether it's a heart condition or whether it's high blood pressure or whatever, it doesn't mean because your father had it and your grandfather had it that you're going to have it. This changes the gene expression over time. And this is at the leading edge of technology. And we know that the DNA is stored in the cell. The nutrients activate pathways in the cell, which increases that, once again, that coordinated cell signaling. So from me, a huge welcome to Lifevantage, the biohacking company. So who is Lifevantage? We are a company that I wouldn't say is an old company. We are 17 years young, founded in 2003. And we are at the leading edge of science, which makes us really unique. Our products, there is nothing like it. You cannot go to the supermarket or the health food store and buy products like our activators. They're just not available. So Ati might have already sent you the ABC prime time. This is actually a turning point in our history, because when the ABC reporter came to Lifevantage and said, we'd like to do an expose and show that your product either does work or doesn't work. And at that point, Dr. McCaw had claimed that Protandim Nrf2 reduced oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. So he actually, this reporter, was going to do the research and then expose it that it doesn't work. That was what the intention was, to create this blasé that Lifevantage is not what they were claiming. But interestingly enough, it's 2021. That reporter is still taking Protandim. So what actually happened, he came in every single day, he had his tests and everything, and in the 30 days that he was there, his oxidative stress was reduced by 75%. So in the trials and all the research with the universities and so on, the average was 40%, but this reporter, it was actually 75. And when it went to air, oh my word, that was when things really, really changed. Another highlight is in 2020, we are a NASDAQ listed company, and we were invited to ring the closing bells of the NASDAQ because of the innovative aspect. There are other companies in health and wellness, a lot of pharmaceutical companies in health, but we were invited to ring the bells of the closing day of Health Week. So this is all about aging, how we age, whether we age young or we age old. Now look at these, just a few we've highlighted. Brain, eyes from the age of 40, ears, it starts declining at the age of 20, heart, lungs, bones, and so on. We age all the time, but what we want to do, we want to age with health and wellness and not disease and illness. So biohacking with nutrigenomics, it's the study of how the nutrients and naturally occurring compounds can affect our genes. Now this is another word. Nutrigenomics was really new to me, and biohacking was something I also did not know about. So if you don't know about it, don't worry, we're all in the same boat. So you'll notice these guys are in the gym. And biohacking is when somebody uses science and technology to make his or her body function better and more effectively. Now, we know there's heaps of science proving that exercise definitely improves the way our body performs and the way our body ages. Exercise is a weekly, daily thing that is very important. So by taking a supplement, and we say, or to start, we flick on the switch. Since first discovering the power of the Nrf2 activation, so the Nrf2 is a pathway, the company have been relentless in the pursuit of discovering new ways to flip the switch. So that's turning on and off those genes. Then this is the beginning of the three ways or the three theories of aging. Nrf2. In the lab, Lifevantage began with a single question. This was Dr. Joe McCord. And he said, is declining health something we have simply to accept as part of getting older? And my word, our genes contain incredible abilities to keep our bodies healthy. That's what they discovered. So you might have heard of free radical damage that is done to the cells, which causes aging. So free radicals are caused from pollution, stress, radiation, toxins, all sorts of things. As I said earlier, the air we breathe. So if I say to you, have you heard of oxidative stress? So I actually like this slide because oxidative stress doesn't affect just one thing, the heart. It affects every single organ, joint, lungs, brain, every part of the body. And what is this oxidative stress? It's in our diet, eating bad food, drinking too much alcohol, toxins, pesticides, too much exercise, too little exercise, the inactivity, pollutants that we don't even know are there, therapeutic drug medication, and of course, not to mention wireless signals and so on. So there's many ways that oxidative stress affects our cells. So what we want to do is increase the antioxidants and decrease the free radicals. And this is the science where they discovered that the way to do this is through activation of this Nrf2 pathway. They knew about this Nrf2 pathway many, many years ago, but it took these scientists many years of research to find out how to do it. So now they know this pathway, they can reduce oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. It reduces the free radicals and it helps decrease the damage in the body cells. And what's interesting, it's cumulative. Month after month after month, it's not allowed to accumulate, so it doesn't end up in diseases in the body. And this is proven. We have 31 peer-reviewed studies and 26 of which are published on PubMed. Now, with Ati on the call, I don't need to say any more about pubmed.gov. You can just go onto that website and put in stress, and you can put in a disease, or put in stress and put in something else. And on PubMed, if you put every single natural product together with all the papers they've published, not all of them together have 31 studies, which we have on just one single product. The interesting thing is a lot of research They do the research on the ingredients, not the product. This is studies on the actual product. So you'll see very simply here why they call it a synergy: ashwagandha, bacopa, green tea, milk thistle, turmeric. These are the 5 natural herbs. And I actually love this slide because you'll see this little graph here. It shows that without protandum, from about the age of 20 for women, 25 for men, as we age, our oxidative stress levels just rise. From 20, when you take protandum, what happens? It stays at the same level where what the body produces, it reduces. So what it shows here, it doesn't, if you were to take 11 pounds of blueberries, 375 oranges, 120 vitamin C, and 87 glasses of wine per day, that is what you need to reduce the oxidative stress levels. But that's not viable to actually get that from the food we eat and what we drink. So just getting back to a little bit of the research, we are extremely proud that all our products are backed by science. And there are many, many universities, it's just a few, and they're leading universities, not only in the States, but all over the world. Now, this one I love to highlight because it's probably one of the most poignant. It says Nrf2, this is Washington State University, Nrf2, which may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and most extraordinary, note the word, preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. That's a very big statement. It is our opinion that raising Nrf2 is likely to be the most important health promoting approach into the foreseeable future. So that is something that not only have they said, but we know now in all the research that happened subsequently, because this was done in 2005, that in fact, what we're talking about is by taking protandum Nrf2, it's preventative. It's preventing long-term disease. The second theory of aging is the mitochondrial decline. Now, in every single cell, we have mitochondria. It might sound like a big word, but it's in every single cell. And it's like the power that you put in like a battery. So what happens as we age, that the mitochondria decline, they get damaged, and their performance does not work. So when we activate the mitochondria, this is the Nrf2 pathway, so our performance improves. So the Nrf2 pathway keeps the mitochondria functioning at peak performance. Now, these are just guys that are hiking, but it doesn't matter whether it's just a granny who's racing dragon boats like me, which is my sport, or an elite athlete who's snowboarding. What they find with anybody who's taking Nrf1 and 2, they find their performance improves, they're able to perform better, their reduction of injuries, and they can train harder. So that is a great thing for anybody who's performing any sport or any activity. But what about somebody who's actually getting old and accepting that they feel lethargic and they're tired because they're so-called getting old? That doesn't have to be the case. If we keep our mitochondria in good condition, we'll have that same kind of zest for life and energy that we used to have. So once again, these are the 5 natural compounds that make up the Nrf1 activation of that pathway. And as with the same with the Nrf2, when Dr. Joe McCord was working with it, they didn't just guess these, they took it from 40, 50, 60 different compounds, different herbs, to find which one activated that pathway the most. So that's why the research has taken so long, because we have 20 years ahead of the rest of the pack. Nobody has come up with products that even can compete in any way with activation as with protandum. So the third theory is Saturn activity. Now, this is an interesting one. So protandum, NAD, is what actually activates the NAD pathway. NAD is a critical coenzyme found in every cell of the body. and it's involved with hundreds of metabolic processes. What is interesting about Saturn activities, in the cell, the sirtuins, if you can imagine them like a vacuum cleaner, it goes through the cell and gets rid of all the toxic waste. When we don't take that, or we don't have caloric restriction, we get lethargic because our cells get inundated with waste. And that's why often people feel lethargic. So Saturn activity is increased by 100% in 24 hours when taking Protandim NAD. You might think that's ridiculous, it can't happen. Well, it does. It actually happens. So caloric restriction, which, if in case you don't know, is when you restrict your for the hours that you do not eat, usually 15 to 17 hours, and it's the calorie intake. When you do that over a 24-hour period, you can increase your Saturn activity by 94%. With Protandim, with no caloric restriction, it increases by 100%. And it's really interesting. There is a competitive product on the market that claims to do exactly what increase Saturn activity, but by increasing it by 2%, that's not very much. So that is the only product in our activators where there is a competitive product, but unfortunately it doesn't have as good a result in the body. So these are just some of the things that we benefit from. It increases our mental focus, positive mood, supports inflammation in the body, maintains cholesterol levels, so many fabulous things, supports muscle recovery, which I spoke about, and of course it supports the DNA function. So this is an interesting slide because I thought I'd just include it because it gives some idea. There are so many genes that if we just take a few of the genes, if we take this particular gene of the Nrf2 activation, it's the antioxidant detoxification gene. When you take Nrf2, it increases that by 40%. But when you take the tri-synergy, that is Nrf1, Nrf2, and NAD, it increases by 78%. So that is massive. So there is a difference by when you take just the one or if you take the synergy of activation. So once again, with Nrf2, this particular gene, which is the inflammatory response gene, that is massive. On its own, Nrf2 is 51%. And just look at the increase there, 848%. So we go through all of those genes there. This is the metabolic gene of the Nrf1. On its own, it's 69. And when it's taken in synergy, it's 90%. And the same with the mitochondrial gene regulator. It's 71%. As against 120 when you take the synergy. And that's why we encourage people who are really serious about their health to consider going on all three at the same time to really have the full benefit. They might want to start with Nrf2, and then go to Nrf1, which is the second one. And of course, once you're on NAD, the difference is enormous. We are the only skincare range that is activated by the Nrf2 anti-aging formula. And it's not that our company had planned a skincare regime, but one of the universities was using Protandim in their research and found that when it comes to skin cancer, it was substantially reduced. So that's why it was brought in into our skincare range. Now, I included the Icy Bright because for America, this product has recently been launched, and it's a vision and brain complex. It's absolutely amazing. It supports the reduction of eye fatigue and digital devices. Now, this product is for everybody, young kids who are sitting on gaming machines, focused on their computers, sporting people who are out in the sunlight. It protects the eyes. So these are just some of the benefits of Icy Bright. supporting eye health against oxidative stress. Now, I'm not sure whether you all know, but the eyes are the most difficult part of the body to detox. It's extremely difficult. And Icy Bright here assists with that process. It increases the macular pigment, which allows the retina and the macula to promote better health. It protects eyes from blue light, which we've already spoken about. Very important, it reduces eye fatigue and eye strain. So these are just some of the things that Icy Bright can do. And when we look at the ingredients here, we call these the king and queen of Icy Bright, lutein and zeaxanthin. They together are absolutely vital for the macula. And when it comes to zinc and copper, when we take Nrf2, it increases the action of our antioxidants. And one of our most important antioxidants is SOD, superoxide dismutase. Now, without zinc and copper, SOD is not able to operate fully or be released fully and to activate fully in the body. So this balance for Icy Bright is absolutely vital to give the best benefit to the eyes. So the pillars of health, Nrf2 we've spoken about, Nrf1 we've spoken about, and ProBio. I always say healthy gut, healthy brain, healthy gut, healthy heart. So ProBio is a vital pillar, and you'll see it's got over 6 billion of these SFUs. They're clinically tested, and the most important difference between our ProBio and another is it takes 52 minutes before it disintegrates. It goes through the stomach acid, does not disintegrate, so that all the good bacteria gets to where it needs to be. Now, to continue on, amigos are vitally important. So they support the cognitive health, the DHA, the EPA, and of course there's vitamin D. So that's another aspect of the product range. And moving from our skincare to our hair care, we've won many awards. And again, it's the only hair care regime in the world that's activated by the anti-aging formula, the Nrf2 patented formula. So what about our manufacturing? It's of the highest quality, it's consistent, it's effective, and it's 100% tested. And the manufacturing process exceeds industry standards. And it's very important. We have so many people in the medical industry. We cannot have a product that's inconsistent. So we have a passion for progression. From a small, tiny company in 2003 to a biohacking industry leader and a biohacking powerhouse. So we believe there is no limit to human potential when there exists a passion for progression. And I think these steps are the steps of all the products, and they're not stopping. Our scientific team are moving forward to find the best products on the market for anti-aging. So how is this product range supported in the business sense? So they chose the network marketing model after first going in retail. It did not work because this product needed education. Once it went into the network marketing distribution model, it just took off. So some people that leading business people like Bill Gates, he said, if I were ever given a chance to start over again, I would choose the network marketing. And so does Richard Branson. He says, I'm a tremendous believer in network marketing. And it's really interesting that almost 150 million people are involved globally in the industry. And has anyone any idea of how many Americans are involved in network marketing? So 150 million people involved globally, 35.6 million in America are involved in the network marketing industry. So what are the benefits of this particular business model? I have for most of my life worked in a linear situation. I have a clinic for lymphatic drainage. I have a client. They come in, I work for an hour, they pay me. I have another client come in for another hour and a half appointment and they pay me. And that happens day after day, week after week, month after month. And when I'm not working, I don't get paid. And that's it. Now, with this network marketing model, it's a leveraged income. We build our teams of independent business builders. And the work we do today, we get paid for tomorrow, next month, next year, and so on. I've been with Lifevantage for 3.5 years now, and I can never ever say in any previous situation, have I had a salary increase every single month? And that's what happened. Every single month, I have a little salary increase. It doesn't go down, it just keeps going up. So if you work consistently, like you would in any job that you're doing to the best of your ability, but you do not get a salary increase every month. That's why I love this business. So we are really proud to say we are in 25 countries now because the Philippines has just opened. But we are able to add another 220 countries because we have a bullfrog system out of the US. So if you have people in other countries, you can also distribute out of the US directly into those countries as customers. They may not be distributors, but you can have customers all over the world. So this is just a quick little bird's eye view of what is possible. Currently, I'm a Premier Pro 5, about to go Pro 6. So this is the category of earnings that I'm in at the moment, and I've been in the company for 3.5 years. To give an idea, Charlotte is Pro 9 going Pro 10. She heads up Australia, and she brought Protandem to Australia 5.5 years ago, and she's earning somewhere in this bracket here. Now, when you look at starting, my first month was actually $27, so I earned more than the average in my first. But I'm running on about the average in this bracket here. So because we are a NASDAQ listed company, we are audited, so they can't fudge any of these figures. These are averaged over all the distributors. So what is retention? Why is that so important? If we didn't have retention of the product, we wouldn't have a business. If we didn't have the product that was unique, that appeals to a mass market, that is affordable, that's backed by science, and is consumable. When they finish Protandem at the end of the month, they feel so great they have to order it again. So it is a consumable product because they feel good. So what makes us different? We have a tremendous support system running through all the company, from the top all the way down. Our products, we've talked a lot about that, the timing. What could be better? Who do you know who's lost their job? Who do you know who wants to work at home? Who do you know who wants an added or second income stream to pay off the mortgage or to save for that fabulous holiday? Lots of us. We just touched on the earnings in terms of the compensation plan, and the company we also just touched on. There's lots and lots more we can talk about there. And if there are any questions, I'd love to help you with that too. So my question to you now is, where do you see yourself? Do you see yourself as a biohacker so you can improve your body? Or would you like to become a distributor and help us in our mission to improve the lives and health of many? Or would you like to order your pack? So we are here to help you do just that.